Hello and welcome to another episode of Mortgage Video Mastermind, where we bring you professionals who share insight into the latest trends, tips, industry, technology, and services to help you create more videos to use in your mortgage business. Well, hello there. Happy Friday. It's been a long week. My name is Ginger Bell. I have a special guest today, Sam Parker.
Hey.
My credit guy. Hey, thanks for hopping on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Ginger. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, you have been doing video for a long time. Before video was cool, you've been doing video, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was cool when I first started. I just, there were only a couple people doing it at the time, really.
Right.
Yeah, back in the day, there was just, really like two daily video things that I saw, and I was like, I should try to figure that out. So I tried to do daily for like 10 days, and I was like, nope, this is not me. This is not going to be able to happen. But yeah, I've been probably 8, maybe 9 years now, been at least messing with video. Yeah.
Well, and so one of the things, and first of all, let's talk a little bit about my credit guy and why you started doing video,
Sure.
because that's one of the things, in our industry, and I know a lot of people share your videos, they use your videos, and that's the power of videos. But tell us about what you do in your company. I know you're co-founder, and some of the videos that you've done. So, and the services you offer and how they kind of tie in together.
Yeah, absolutely. So we offer credit restoration services, right? And as soon as that comes out of my mouth, there's a lot of people, if they've never met us, never come in contact with the My Credit Guy brand, and you say that first sentence, we do credit repair, you got people that go, just kind of back away, cringe, right? And so we wanted to provide credit repair at a high level, which we do. We turn files that can't qualify for home loans into happy homeowners, typically within a handful of months, right? And by doing that, then we're helping our referral partners, and we wanted to do that in a big way. And one of the barriers that we saw was that I was in an industry that was gross, right? Like other credit repair, even today, most credit repair companies that I hear their pitch, I'm like, well, what about the fact that you can't charge upfront fees? What about the fact that you're lying about this? What about the fact that you just promised to get somebody's valid items removed? And even if you can, you're not teaching them any way about how to, be a better person or be a better family member or community member, right? What about all that? And so the only way that I can do that is just like this, right? Like in video, where somebody can see that, like, I actually care. I and my credit guy, that all of our people, we're coming from a place of wanting to help. And the only way that we could do that and to set ourselves apart, I thought at the time, and what's been fairly true, was to get on video so people can see our face and hear our voice and see that we like somehow are, I know it's dorky, but we really do care about credit and what it can do for somebody.
So let's talk about that. So many things that you've talked about as far as ways to be able to leverage video. So being able to differentiate yourself, one of the things that I heard you talk about. So how other people are doing in the industry compared to how you're doing it. So using video to differentiate yourself. The second is to, Frazier's hopping. Oh, we're going to hear some guns now.
Yes.
You might hear some guns.
I love it. What's up, Frazier?
Hey,
What's
Frazier.
up, Dan? What's up, Ginger?
Hey. Okay, so thanks for hopping on. I know Scott had sent me a message. It's like, my internet is pretty spotty. So on a side note, so Frazier and Scott are in Texas at a shooting at a rifle range right now, and they're working on Vetted VA, which I know is an incredible organization. We need to have Chris on to talk about that a little bit more. But Sam today, Frazier, and I know you know Sam very well. You had Sam out at the EPM events. We're just talking about him, first of all, starting doing video a long time ago, before video was cool, so like 9 years ago. and he kind of told his story about using it to differentiate between him and what other credit repair companies were doing. So first and foremost, to differentiate yourself and to do it in a way where, Sam, you're not like slamming the other companies, but you're really showing the difference, right?
Yeah, I wanted to educate people into the correct decisions, and to do it from a very, not to give them false information so that they were making the decision I wanted them to make, but to truly educate them and then have them be able to judge companies, including mine, at the standard that they should, right? Like, they didn't know that charging upfront fees was illegal. Well, when I educate them about that, then yeah, when they look at all the companies and they go, well, wait, you guys are the only ones that don't charge until the 30th day, then I'm like, yeah, right. So like it did serve a purpose for me, but at the same time, it made us, when we were educating and telling the truth, which is very important when educating, right? Then we were holding ourselves to that standard as well, where we were saying you shouldn't work with a company that doesn't do it the right way. And we believe that, luckily that we are at that level.
Yeah. So using video to educate, differentiate, and then also to be able to, and one of the things that you do a great job about, is creating videos that your customers can share. So talk about that a little bit, because sometimes I think people are so focused on me and I'm going to educate about my stuff, but really to be able to make a video that a real estate partner or a financial partner or an association can share with their members or their customers is important. So how do you do that? How do you make a video to where it's that universal that somebody can go out and share it?
Yeah. So I will say that when I first started, I tried to do a lot of videos that were straight at a consumer, right? But when they hear advice coming not through the professional that they trust the most, right? So the lender or the realtor, or in some cases, if there's a lender watching this, being able to almost like have your voice heard through your realtor, because that's who that client is listening to right now, right? And so we didn't want to shift gears. We wanted our education to get in people's brains first and foremost, and we found that shouting from the credit repair podium was not getting it done. So number one, how do we get our message out to more people? We make it so that other people can share it. Then that just worked perfectly, because also the question when you're dealing with asking for referrals is, what else could I do to make your life easier? And one thing that I found when I was talking to my referral partners, that a pain point was like, they were like, hey, man, would you talk to I'm having to answer this question again for the fifth time. Why is the reason again? What do I tell them when they're worried about me pulling a hard pull? What is it? And I was getting so many questions like that even from a business standpoint of mine, I was like, man, I'm answering this question a lot every day. I would love to send a video link. And so it just worked like it worked, right? Like, I wanted to get that information out. I needed to find the path to get it into people's brains. I wanted to take whatever I could off of our loan officers' plates. And then I wanted to stop answering the same questions myself. And then on top of that, when it's a message that somebody is proud to send, to forward, to share, then you've kind of hit the sweet spot where it turns into marketing that comes from an organic, education-based point where you're creating gravity. And that's really what we try to do in our marketing, is we want to create gravity where things are pulled to us. We're not going out and snagging you and telling you that we're the best. You see that we're the best, and that's why you're engaging with us.
Yeah. Well, and that's the power of using education-based marketing, because first and foremost, you're alleviating some pain. So that, as you said, that repeat question you're getting over and over and over again. And if you're getting that, then it is smart to make a video, because first of all, you can head it off at the path. So you can probably eliminate some of those questions if you always provide that and start providing that out, and give it to them as a resource that they can easily grab it. And that's the thing I think a lot of people miss too, is if you make your content easy for people to access, then they are more likely to go and get it. So answering those questions and making it easy for them to access it is very important. And then the second thing, that gravity pull you're talking about, and it really is a gravity pull to where you're providing the information. People are seeing you're the expert. You don't have to go and say, hey, I'm the expert. They're saying, oh, you're the expert. You're the one. It's like, Frazier, when you started doing social media, I'm talking about social media years ago, and you just started doing it and doing it and doing it, and you were just doing it. You were talking about it, you were doing it. And so by doing that, then you naturally become the expert that you are. You don't have to say you're the expert. You don't have to tell people you're the expert. You're showing them that you are the expert. And there's Mr. White coming on too. Hey there.
Ahoy there.
How are you?
Just got back from meeting with a really cool group about video marketing in Orlando.
Nice. I like Orlando. Let's go.
I liked Orlando too. It was real nice. So sorry I'm late. Good to be here though.
Well, we're glad to have you. And we have Frazier's in Texas today. He is at a firing range right there. If you will unmute, you can hear some rapid fire going off. So, and on a side note, so what have you been able to do so far? We'll let Frazier kind of talk a little bit about some of the things that you have done at your firing range there, and then we'll let you get back on mute. So if you want to unmute, just share a little bit of information of where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah. So, and look, I think I make it up because I found just a good spot that has a little bit of bars on my phone. But yeah, so we're at the Vetted VA Summer Camp event here in it's North Texas, right on the border of Oklahoma. I think it's called Texoma or something like that. And so we're at the Choctaw Preserve firing range, which is good, cool, because I'm a Choctaw Native American, so it's my tribe. We're here firing. They just stopped, so we got 20. We had some blocks. We have a 50 cal in the back, which you could get some of the base from that when that comes out of the gun. But it's a great event. A lot of great mortgage professionals here just to get together. It's Chris Griffith, who runs Vetted VA, wanted to make this like a fun summer, like an adult summer camp. So we got we're going to be out on the lake. You got golf. Today's like all day at the firing range, and I mean all day. Like we started at 7 this morning. So Chris is no joke about this, and it's definitely been a fun event. So and I guess we're doing some stuff right now, so I got to sign off. But Sam, love you. You're great. Nathan Nottingham, who was on, he just walked by. He says hi. Chris as well, and Carl. Always good seeing you. But I hope you guys have a great talk.
Awesome. Thanks. Well, enjoy. Okay. So Carl, and Sam has been doing video for a long time. He's used it in his business for a long time. Talk about credit repair. He was just talking about he started getting a repeat question over and over and over again, and he decided, hey, maybe I need to make a video about this and be able to answer that question. So that's how he kind of started getting into doing a lot of videos. And then we also talked about, and we've talked about this time and time again, as being the mayor of your town. And for Sam, the mayor of his town is in credit restoration and credit repair. And so rather than going out and saying, hey, I'm the expert, talk to me, he showed them through video, through educational marketing, to be able to do that. And we were talking about some of the ways. So when Sam started out, he started out doing consumer-facing videos. And he found really by being able to help others be able to leverage their expertise, that helped him to be able to share that education. And so, Sam, you did a great video that I actually shared on our Mortgage Video Mastermind group this week that talked about some of that. So what are some of the things that you are doing? I mean, let's talk about that last video you did, just education as far as some of the credit.
Yeah, I mean, we try to just give the people what they're asking for, really, when it comes to video, whether that's answering a quick question or going into more depth on something. So like one thing is that people just don't understand the credit scoring algorithm, all the different things that go into it. When you can take a video and you can do one long one that explains the whole thing, and then you can also chop them up and give them in bite-sized pieces, it just becomes very powerful, and then people can consume it at their pace. And that's another great thing about video, is that people can consume it at their pace. They can watch it again if they want to, and it says the same thing again, right? And then they can understand new things about it. So we use video, honestly, like I'll use video. I notice I'm saying like a lot too. Our buddy Renee is going to be all over.
Yeah, we had him on. He had your video showing it as a.
I know right now he's probably like taking a tally on me. So I'm noting it. I'm going to quit saying like, but we use video everywhere we can, just because I don't think, besides sitting knee to knee with somebody, that there is another medium that is even close, right? And so we use it from an edited standpoint, right? Like we'll do a green screen video where we want to have a very high level explainer where people are like, oh, these guys know what they're talking about. They're professional. But we also understand that we have to get down, and not everybody wants to see a branded email. Sometimes they want to see 2 sentences that they're pretty sure that you actually typed, right? And so sometimes we can go over the top with video and editing and making it look so good. So we also use video, like we'll do
it's okay to use like once in a while.
Once in a while, okay. We'll use it to do a video explainer, right? Like we'll do Screencast-O-Matic, or I forget the one that I use all the time. But anywhere that I can show somebody what I'm talking about, or that they can see in my face that I'm sincere, I just don't feel that there's a better way to communicate to somebody. So we'll use the entire spectrum. I'm just now getting into more of this video ask technology, or video interactor, where it's like a, what am I trying to say?
Well, it's interactive, and I know
a workflow, right? A workflow, so you can check for understand. Like we use Kajabi on all of our training, so they watch a video and then they test on it. So we use video everywhere we possibly can. I consider it to be cheat code, and other people don't do it because they look at the front end of it. Oh, I'd have to shoot it. Oh, I'd have to be on camera. It saves so much time. It's right every single time, you know.
Well, and doing it one time, and definitely there is a time commitment. But if you look at, and this is always that, okay, you have your cost allocation. So if you put some time and put some money into the video, you have to look at the time you're saving from, first of all, educating that you may not have to answer the question, right? So that's the first thing. It's like, hey, if I provide this education, I may not even have to answer that question, which means I will not necessarily have to have personnel to answer the question, or have my time involved in answering the question, right?
It makes
important.
It makes everything better. Here's the way that I look at video is, I'm not going to sell credit repair or educate on credit repair 24 hours a day, but my brand can. We can, because I have videos out there. I want the time that I do spend with a client to be very effective. So we use videos to prep a client, to say, hey, here's what happens next. On this next call, we're going to need these things ready to go. Please make sure they're available. If not, go ahead and click the button below to reschedule, so that we're not wasting time, so the client's prepared. And also to constantly answer the question that everybody in the world wants to know, especially credit repair clients, is what happens next? If you can tell somebody what happens next, you eliminate phone calls, you eliminate texts, you eliminate unnecessary emails. And yes, you just make it so that you have an army working for you, but it's videos. And like you were saying, people are afraid of the upfront cost. You can do things at a super high level. Here's what I do. About every 6 to honestly sometimes 14 months, I have my video guy come in. I have him shoot 20 to 40 videos. And then over the next couple of months, he just constantly gets me his finished products. And it costs me, I don't know, it can't be any more than like $5,000, $6,000 when I find them. And could there be higher level videos out there? Sure. Do my clients care, or do they ever say, "Oh, this thing's probably a 7 and it could have been a 10 if you just would have used these"? No, they don't care, right? And so people overthink it. For sure, they overthink video so much.
Yeah. Well, and even if you don't want to have somebody come in, which I think is great, and being able to have a studio and to put all that together, but you also have to prepare for it. But even if you say, I'm going to commit to do one video a week, or go through the loan process. It's like we've been doing this for some of our clients.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that's those steps you're talking about. If you take the time to go through the loan process and make short little, and they're not more than a minute. I mean, it doesn't take long to shoot
Right.
a minute video, and you put that. And Carl, you are all about systems and streamlines and being able to make that automation process. And if you do that one time and you insert it into your process, into your workflow, to where it's part of what you do every day, you are going to eliminate so much time that the cost allocation of doing that video is going to be compounded in a return investment that's going to make you more money. And people forget to look at that.
And another thing about them, and I know we've talked about this before, but I was just reminded today. So I'm at a company invited me to come to their sales conference and do a little dog and pony show. And so afterwards, I had some people come up, but it was a gentleman and his wife came up, and they told me, we really like what you're doing, particularly the one that you just did about, and they talked about, I do a little video where my wife's out by the mailbox and she's checking the mailbox every like 10 seconds. And I did a little like 1 minute video on don't be in checking your email every 5 minutes. Because if he's out the road checking your mailbox every 5 seconds, you'd look like a crazy man.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And so, but anyway, they said, we just saw that one and man, really like that message. I forgot I shot that one and I had to think about it. I called my office on the way back and had them look to see when we posted that. It was back in 2005 that I posted that video.
So you made a video back in 2005
yes.
with a simple, very simple message.
Yeah.
To stop a repeatable habit that they've been doing, right?
Yeah, and here it is.
Visual.
16 years later.
Holy
16
cow.
years. And now you talk about quality. You talk about, well, I need to get this great camera and I need to get this to. All right, this is 16-year-old technology. I don't know, maybe it was chiseled into stone or something. I don't know, right? In the video world, almost. And here, this couple, they were for me, the whole purpose of video, and it's exactly what you're saying, Sam, is it pre-indoctrinates people to want to do business with you, right? So these people, I mean, I kind of had them at hello, so to speak, and I say that very gratefully and humbly, but I kind of had them at hello, so to speak, on something I did 16 years ago, forgot I even did it. And honest to gosh, I have no idea where they saw that video because it's not posted on any of our sites anymore. Because we cycled it off because it would look in today's technology, in my mind, so bad because it would be on, 1 megapixel video camera, kind of thing. And yet that video is seen over and over and over and over and over and over for 16 years.
Wow.
And so it's just very probable. I wanted to come back to one other thing. It's slightly off topic. You said a few minutes ago, you can't say, hey, I'm good at this and I'm good at that. And you're right, you can't. But somebody taught me a little phrase that I throw in my videos all the time. And so it'd be weird for me to say, hey, Sam, I'm really good at VA loans. I'm the expert. I know more than everybody else on, you think like, shut up, right? I mean,
right.
It'd just be weird. What I found that you can say, like for Sam to say, what I'm known for is phenomenal. In your case, Sam, working a credit expert, right? What I'm known for nationwide is being an expert a credit repair person, or Ginger, for you, video editing and video ideas. What I'm known for is, and somehow that sounds different than saying I'm good, because when you say what I'm known for, that makes it sound like a third-party endorsement, right, even though you're the one giving yourself the third-party endorsement. And so,
well,
anyway.
And then the other thing, and it looks like Sam's losing extension, but to piggyback on that, Carl, is what you're known for and how you help people. And I think that's important too, to share with people in your videos, is how you help people. I dealt with that early on in my career when I started, because I developed training for organizations, and I often get questions like, Ginger, what exactly do you do? You know, I say, I don't really know what you do. So I had to realize, you know, how do I explain to people what I do? And so by doing that, I said, you know, hey, I'm an education specialist. And so same kind of thing. This is what I am. Oh, Sam's parking. Sam.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and you know that reminds me. I don't know. Do you know who Lewis Howes is by chance?
Mm-mm.
Anyway, so he taught me like on both video and also on all my social profiles, like on LinkedIn and like anywhere it says, you know, on a social profile where you're supposed to tell who you are, kind of thing. He uses that exact formula that you just said, and I've been using that for years. And it's here's who I am, here's who I help, here's how I help them.
Yeah, yeah. And those put together and putting those in your video, which, you know, Sam, I know you do a great job. For me, it's oh, you know what, Sam, hop out a minute.
Okay.
I think you're still on the other one.
And I thought I was at a Jimi Hendrix concert for a second.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so for me, I'm an education specialist. I help companies develop and implement educational marketing to leverage and position themselves as experts. So this is what I do, and this is how I help. So people can see that. And so for someone like Sam, let's see if we can add him back in. There you go.
Sorry.
And he's back. And he's gone. And he's back. There it is.
I literally never in my life done this. Went to click my mouse and bumped the power button on the corner of my mouth. I was like, no. But of course that happened. Of course it did.
Not a rookie move.
Oh my God.
But Sam, it just goes to prove, like, here we are doing a video, had a bit of snafu, and it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Nobody
cares.
Nobody said they're going, oh, I'm out of here. That's it. Like nobody.
Yeah.
Because I get to listen to you two legends.
So sometimes I think it's actually a plus, you know, when things don't go exactly. I mean, what's everybody's favorite part of a movie is at the end when they show the blooper roll.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that is another reason I love video. And that's why when people overthink the edited part, I'm like, don't do an edited one. Do one where they can see that you're a real person. Do one where they can feel like you're talking to them like you're their friend. Or I always talk about credit repair. Like my friend has brought me up and introduced me to their brother-in-law or their sister-in-law. Like, Sam, listen, you can just shoot them straight. Tell them what they got to do, though. And that's how I do all my videos, where I'm like, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you, here's what it's going to take. And that's another reason I love video, is because it gets us a lot of business. But it also, if I can get a video in front of somebody and tell them, hey, if you're looking for a company that's just going to claim to delete everything off your credit report, we are not that company. And I do have that video. And so I'm sure that there's people that are like, I'm not going to do this then. And that's beautiful, because we don't charge up front. So that client would have gotten into our service, cost me hundreds of dollars, and then not paid me. But they watched a video where I made it very clear. So anyway, video can be great to get clients, and it can be great to make sure that you're getting the right clients also.
So I want to dive into that, because I think that is so valuable. I mean, that's quite a little gem. So not just get clients, but also make sure you're not getting the clients that are going to waste your time.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of pre-validate and let people know up front and be okay with that, right? It's like, here's who I work with, and here's who probably is not going to be a fit. And people appreciate that, because it's also not wasting their time.
Right. Yep. And I have another video that goes out as soon as a client enrolls. Okay, in credit restoration, there's a 3-day right of rescission. And so right when they, in our CRM, back and talk here, right in our CRM, when they're converted from a lead to a client, a video goes out, and it's a welcome / make sure this is what you want video from me. And it goes, I send it in email and I drop it in a text to make sure that they've seen it. And I say, hey, listen, congratulations on taking the next steps. Now let's make sure 100% that we're a great fit. Now, by now, you should have been told this, this, and this. And I'll say, if you're looking for a company that's going to remove everything, that's not us. You can fill out the cancellation form right now. No harm, no foul. We'll continue to educate you as much as possible, but that's not us. And then I'll educate them and say, now, if an item gets verified, you will need to set funds aside to be able to settle that out. So if that's not something you're looking forward to or not prepared to do, no problem. The timing just isn't right. Let us know. And I give them times where they can say that's not me. But when they watch that video and they don't say it's not me, they are raising their hand and saying it is me. And so when they continue, and I know they've watched that video, we're on the same page. So that way I can always reference back to that video and be like, now listen, I can tell in my system that you watched the video, you understand this. Let's get on the same page. You need to pay your credit card down, and then you're going to get a home for your family. Can you quit fighting me on this? And they'll go, I did watch that. You are right. Thank you.
Be okay with that.
Good stuff,
Sam. We need to get. I need 52 topics from you because Carl, don't you think it'd be really cool? Carl is my promoter, so
I love it.
So I wrote a video planner. Carl has been so incredible as far as
huge fan. Huge fan.
And it was just honestly, and Sam, you and I have talked about this for years. We've been talking about the tools that people need to make, videos about credit. So, when we get off of this, honestly, let's talk next week because I think it'd be great. In my video planner, I did 52 weeks, one prompt a week. So just one idea about making a video. And honestly, credit, I think would be really, really powerful to do an entire planner on something like that. So where do you get the video planner? The video planner is available on Amazon. I think we're going to have to put it on Carl's site now pretty soon too.
Actually, I've got. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I got a little surprise for you, Ginger. So.
I love you. You're so awesome.
That's actually, Sam. That's a great idea. All kidding aside, because in this thing, I think a big. For me, there's always two reasons people aren't shooting video. One, I don't like the way I look on camera, and we beat that dead horse into the ground. Look, that's what you look like, good or bad, right? For Ginger, for you and Sam, that's good news. People like me, hey, it's what I look like. It's just it is. I am who I am, and that's when I go to the grocery store, when I meet with clients, when I meet with realtors, this is what I look like. And so what I look like on camera.
Everybody loves you. Yeah. I mean, it's like everybody loves you.
And it's.
I think you're a good-looking guy, Carl.
Well, I need to. You've been talking to the lovely Mrs. White, I can tell. So that's reason one. Reason two, I don't know what to say. And then and Ginger's way too humble to talk about how great her own book is, but it is really phenomenal. Where it gives 52 different topics, and it's not like BS topics. I mean, this is some really good stuff. That here's your topic, and here's what you say. Here's your 3 key points, and what's the call to action. So it's just really spelled out. And I think that's a great idea for the credit repair because I can only speak for myself. About 25% of my clients, when we pull a credit, it's not where we need it to be. Yep. And so you talk about 25%. That's a huge bump, like a huge bump, and.
Yeah, and we believe with credit education, we want to envision it like we have a net under your business, right? Where once somebody enters your ecosystem, there is no reason when it comes to credit that they would ever fall out as long as you're educating them and making them not feel less than, making them understand I'm here with you. And you can just do that through education. That's the crazy thing. You don't have to coddle them. You just they know they have credit issues, but you have to answer their questions. And so, yeah, that would be amazing. And I can think of 52 things, I promise.
Yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. Well, let's do that for sure. So you guys, people are asking to drop the link. So you can find it on Amazon, Mortgage Video Planner. Go to my site, edumarketing.com. And thank you, Carl. You are always so wonderful. Sam, definitely. We need to talk. So let's do a call next week because the timing is great. It's funny. You've been doing video, Sam, for a long time. Carl, you've been doing since 2005. You need to post that video onto the.
I'll do that. I'll get them to find it, and I'll do that.
And that goes to our conversation about the quality doesn't matter as far as what the video is, but the message people remember.
Boom.
Yep.
So important. Okay, guys, we're gonna call it a day. Sam, thank you so much for having
Thank you.
on. We will have you on again. Love to be able to, share just how to kind of frame up your message. I think those are the things, we're kind of right now as we're getting started with this, we're laying the foundation of the why to do the video, some of the things you're doing. But I really want to get into getting our heads wrapped around how you come up with your ideas for your content, how you frame it. And that's part of, Carl, when I made the planner, is to get people into the mindset of, what should be going into your video. So instead of just getting on and rambling, to be able to have an idea of what you're saying, what is your point, what's your call to action, to be very clear, because that's what people want to see. So I'd love to have you back on and join us, Sam, to be able to go through that, because you truly have mastered it in a topic that is, probably not a, real riveting, kind of at the end of you say, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? So you've done a great job with that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here today, and I would absolutely come back anytime you'll have me. So thank you so much, Ginger and Carl. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Okay.
Nice meeting you,
For those of you watching, thank you so much, Carl. Thank you. Love you. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you all next week now.
And go shoot your video. Go shoot your video.
Yes. Take care. Thanks.